Welcome. Today, we're going to dig into what happens when one of the oldest digital tools we have, the humble email, collides with one of the newest and most powerful forces in tech, generative AI. So let's see what happens when these two worlds collide. So let's start with the big question that's on everyone's mind. With all the new platforms and ways to reach people, is email marketing still even relevant? Is it just a dinosaur waiting to go extinct? It's a fair question, but the answer might really surprise you. Before we answer that, let me throw a number at you that keeps e-commerce managers up at night. 67.44%. According to a study from the Baymard Institute, that's the average cart abandonment rate. That means over 2/3 of potential sales just vanish. This is the battlefield where email marketing still plays a really crucial, if challenging, role. And that leads us right into the first part of our analysis, the email dilemma. Why is it so hard to get right? I mean, we all get dozens, if not hundreds, of marketing emails. What separates the ones we actually open from the ones we just delete on site? We've all seen these mistakes in our own inboxes, right? Emails sent to people who never open them, designs that look completely broken on our phones, or the classic sin of just sending way too many. At their core, all these problems really boil down to a lack of personalization and analysis. You're basically just sending emails into the void and hoping for the best. And the complexity doesn't stop there. It's so important to understand the difference between a marketing email and a transactional one. Marketing emails are your newsletters, your promos, the stuff you send out in bulk. Transactional emails, on the other hand, are triggered by something the user did, like a purchase confirmation. They're one-to-one and they're expected. Mixing these two up is a surefire recipe for annoying your customers. So how do we solve this dilemma? Well, that brings us to our second section. Imagine you suddenly had a genius working for you, tucked away in the basement, ready to help with any task. Well, that's essentially what generative AI has become for marketers. So what is generative AI? In simple terms, it's a type of artificial intelligence that doesn't just analyze or sort information that's already out there. It creates brand new, original content. It can write text, generate images, and even produce code from scratch. That right there is the game changer. I absolutely love this explanation. When ChatGPT was asked to describe itself to a 10-year-old, it put it perfectly. It's like a super smart, really helpful genius in a computer. This just perfectly captures that genius in your basement metaphor. It's this incredibly powerful resource that's suddenly available to everyone. Let's move into our third section and see how this actually plays out. How does this genius really reinvent the world of email marketing? We've seen the problems. Now let's look at the solutions this new tech brings to the table. And this is where the game really, truly changes. AI in marketing isn't just a chatbot anymore. Its power lies in three key areas: creating compelling content, personalizing it for every single user, and automating the whole process at a scale that was just unimaginable before. And this isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. Platforms like Brevo and GetResponse are already building these AI features in. For automation, think predictive sending. The AI knows the exact best time to send an email to each person. For personalization, it can dynamically segment your contacts based on their real-time behavior. And for content, it can generate dozens of subject lines or even draft entire emails for you to review. So let's connect this back to those common mistakes. For every single problem we identified, AI now offers a powerful solution. Your call to action isn't clear? AI can test hundreds of variations. Designs that don't adapt? It generates clean code that works everywhere. Drowning in data? It crunches your metrics to give you actionable insights instantly. And boring content? Well, that's what an AI creative partner is for. This leads us to a pretty fundamental shift in how we think about work itself. This isn't just about a new tool, it's about a new partnership. Section 4, humans and machines. This is a powerful and often quoted statement because it's true. The threat isn't the technology itself. The threat is becoming obsolete. The competitive advantage goes to the people and companies who learn how to leverage these new capabilities effectively. And here is the single most important way to reframe this. The goal is not the automation of work, it's the automation of tasks. The point is to let AI handle the repetitive, data-driven, time-consuming stuff, freeing up human professionals to focus on strategy, creativity, and the complex person-to-person interactions that machines just can't replicate. This is something you can apply right now. By listing your tasks and identifying where AI can help, you can start automating the routine work. But the real question this exercise forces you to ask is, what will you do with the time you get back? That's where the real value is. But as we try to understand this new partnership, it's worth remembering that the perspective from the other side might be, well, a little different. Take this quote from an AI personality named Egbert, who seems less than impressed with our analogies. It's a funny reminder that this is a two-way street. And that brings us to our final section, where we pull it all together. Think of this not as a new tool, but as a new superpower that's being handed out to everyone. The reality is this: access to the genius in the basement is quickly becoming universal. Soon, every marketer, every company will have these powerful AI tools at their disposal. So the advantage is no longer just having the tool. This means the new frontier, the real competitive edge, isn't about having AI. It's about how you combine its power with uniquely human strategy, creativity, and vision. That's the combination that's going to win. And we'll end with this question to leave you with. If AI can now handle the science of marketing, the data analysis, the A/B testing, the automation, are you ready to double down on the art, the storytelling, the brand building, the genuine connection? Because in the age of AI, those human skills are more valuable than they have ever been. Thanks for joining us.